Congress has been out for over a month. The House of Representatives has been out over a month over Epstein. There was a member of Congress that was elected in a special election. Her name is Adelita Grijalva, and she would have been the 218th, the final signature necessary to call for the release of the Epstein files in a vote on the floor of the House. Ever since that election, Mike Johnson has refused to call the House into session, which is also, just so you know, extending the shutdown. They want to say it's in the Senate, it's in the Senate, it's in the Senate, but that's not quite how Washington works. Washington also works through pressure. And to keep the House, there's no reason that the House shouldn't be in session. There's actually no reason. Even if the CR, the shutdown legislation is in the Senate, there's a lot of other legislation and legislating that we could be doing right now. This guy has ground the entire place to a halt. We're talking about basic post offices aren't even getting renamed. The whole Congress, the House, has been out of session for over a month because I think he knows what is in those files. And I wouldn't be surprised if a lot more of this has to do with Epstein than Republicans are willing to admit. There was a precipice before they left for August recess. And then August recess is a standard time when Congress is out of session. We came back for just a few short weeks in September, and all of a sudden we're out for another entire month with no other legislative work. You have to understand the shutdown, the budget work is only a tiny fraction of all of the legislation that's before Congress. Veterans, infrastructure, transportation, oversight investigations, energy work, commerce work, manufacturing, trade, nothing is being passed. And personally, I think it is because they are covering up what's in there. And I think they probably know what's in there. And this stuff it's kind of beyond, people want to call it like conspiracy, but we're kind of beyond conspiracy here. It's not a conspiracy theory. It is a fact. Ghislaine Maxwell was found guilty. Epstein was found guilty in a court of law. Evidence. This was a sex trafficking and rape and pedophilia entire situation that people were found guilty in court for. And this idea that it's like a conspiracy or a theory, we know that this involves extremely powerful people. Like this is real. And the interesting thing is, like, I don't care what side a person is on if they are implicated in this. I don't believe in protecting sex abusers. I don't believe in protecting pedophiles. I don't believe in protecting people from the consequences of their actions. And for some reason, the Republican Party has coalesced around protecting the Epstein files. And It is deeply unnerving. I have not seen them. I don't know what's inside them. What I do know is that who grinds the entire U.S. government to a halt to prevent them from coming out? I mean, at this point, it is beyond unusual, and like, it is disturbing. It's just straight up disturbing. Now, you have to understand, they have not sworn in a member of Congress. 700,000 people in the state of Arizona don't have a member of Congress. And that's a serious thing. That doesn't just mean someone who's voting on your behalf. That means 700,000 people in the state of Arizona, veterans, can't access someone that's going to help them access their VA benefits if they're having something wrong with service members, Medicaid, Social Security recipients. Like, members of Congress, we do life and death stuff for people. When someone's kid is abroad and like something horrible happens and you need to expedite a passport to get to deal with an emergency situation, you call your member of Congress. 700,000 people in Arizona have no legal representation in Congress. They have no federal representation in the House. They have no services in federal services because of this. And if someone wants to say lies, let's talk about this. Mike Johnson said that he would swear in Adelita Grijalva whenever she wanted. He said that a couple weeks ago. She said, okay, then swear me in tomorrow. He's not doing it. Why? Why would you not swear in a duly elected member of Congress? Why did you conveniently break the House out of session ever since she got elected and never recalled it? If it's no big deal, then why don't you just do it? So, you all are going to, people who support that, that's between you and your maker in terms of how you justify that to yourself. But not me. I come from, it's very interesting because, I'm an American and I believe in separation of church and state. Now, that being said, I also grew up in with a background of faith, and I grew up in a household of faith, a faith household. And it's so interesting to me to how some people interpret Christianity in this time to suit an agenda that starves the poor and tortures the imprisoned and banishes the visitor, because that's kind of the entire opposite of what we've been raised to do. And interestingly, it's been warped around all of these values that are so-called backed up in scripture, but actually are not backed up in scripture in any way that is remotely as clear as the mandates of feeding the poor, helping the hungry, providing comfort to the sick. So it's very interesting to me how they have to comb through Leviticus and use these insane, translations, interpretations of translated text to maybe kind of justify why you should hate a gay person. But it says there, line, chapter, and verse, that the meek shall inherit the earth, and that it is harder for a rich man to go through to get into heaven than it is for a camel to enter through the eye of a needle. And we're supposed to like somehow go with the former. Doesn't make any sense to me.